One. Hello, my name's Ethan McCory. I am an entrepreneurship student here at the University of Utah.
My name's Samuel Friel. I am a physics and economics major with a robotics minor here at the University of Utah.
My name's Taylor Mortensen. I'm a business admin major at the University of Utah.
Yeah, perfect. And today we're going to be going over task flow, which is a Slack that works for engineers. This is going to sync workflows and productivity tools, and we're really going to make the workplace for engineers a more integrated and efficient tool. It's going to sync with Jira and cutting distractions to help teams ship faster and work on their projects at a faster rate. So to begin, I really want to start by going over our roadmap. Now, to begin with the problem, engineering inefficiencies within Slack. We'll jump into our solution, task flows integrated approach. Then we'll look at the competitive landscape. Who are we expected to really compete with? What other brands are trying to produce something of this pedigree? And then we'll look at the validation and risk, really associating based off of our hypothesis tests and the other tests that we've done within the market to validate our product itself. We'll then begin with the financial forecast, a 3-year projection, fundraising ask, the investment requirements, how we're going to use those funds, and then end it out with the vision and growth for our company, as well as showcasing a bit of a demo for you guys. So to pass the time over to Sam, let's begin with the problem.
Yeah, so during my time at the U, I competed in a robotics competition that's organized by NASA. And with my team, we essentially had a lot of time drain due to having disconnected platforms. So we had Discord, Slack, and Teams, just kind of a patchwork of different software to share our files, communicate, collaborate, all the above. And that kind of just kept pushing back our timeline over and over. And at a point, I just decided it would be beneficial to just build my own software that we could use for our competition. And that kind of turned into what I like TaskFlow to be, what we're working on now. And after talking with other engineers, I've kind of validated the hypothesis that this is a very pressing issue, and it's quite honestly a travesty to technological advancement within these larger companies. So our solution, like I said, is trying to integrate all these platforms. During the robotics competition, each team was given a lot of different tasks, but not the teams didn't know which tasks each person was working on. So that made things very difficult, just knowing where everybody was at. So having like synced workflows is really important. So, like if you're building the chassis for a robot and then you have the electronics, the brains of the robot, you already have the brains of the robot built, no chassis, then you're kind of out of sync and that creates a discourse and disconnect. So with TaskFlow, we'll be kind of seamlessly integrating those tasks together, giving AI summaries of what everybody's doing to keep up to date. And yeah. And then, so for our validation and risk reduction, like I said, I talked to many different engineers, both at NASA and Lockheed Martin, and 90% of them said they had real issues with Microsoft Teams. And I mean, one engineer told me, junior engineer told me that he spent probably like 3 hours just organizing files, not designing anything. Uh, Most of his work was literally just spamming Teams messages. So for our prototype, I want to test it within robotics competitions on college campuses just to see how it can help students. And, that'll help us get some more feedback, test different features, and hopefully come out with a viable product for larger companies.
Perfect. Now, jumping into the competitive landscape, we know that communication hubs are something that are quite popular within the internet. You've seen Microsoft Teams, you've seen Slack within the workplace, you've seen GroupMe, Snapchat, all these different communication tools, but they're really not geared to handle the software or the documents that the typical engineer has to do. We provided this just to break down the different aspects of these programs that are going to be needed. When we look at task flow, they're the best of all worlds. It's built for engineers, async ops, and there's task integration with Jira. When we look at Slack, they have none of these, but we know that so many engineering teams are using Slack at the moment. When we look at Linear, they have them as well, but they're priced quite a bit more than us. We're going to be able to really provide with such a low value, with such a low price amount that we're going to bring more value in the end game. Jira also fits built for engineers and task integration, but doesn't fit that async ops. Now, our edge is going to be a Slack-like software specifically built for engineers. Now, passing the time over to Taylor for the finances.
So for the financial projections for years 1 through 3, as you can see in the chart, our revenue is around 2,400,000, and the expenses, the net income are right there. So for the year 1 users, we want around 350 people. And then for year 2, we want 3,000 with the growth through word of mouth and targeted marketing. 15,000 for year 3 users, an expansion through enterprise deals and channel partnerships. And our pricing is going to be $10 per user per month.
Perfect. Sorry.
And then, so our fundraising ask, we will be asking for 150,000 pre-seed funding. And the purpose of this funding is to build our MVP, onboard beta users, and test paid acquisition channels. Our milestone goal be secure paid pilot programs with 5 to 10 university engineering teams. This funding will provide approximately 18 months of runway while we validate product market fit and establish initial paying customers. So our use of funds. Our product development will be 40% of our funds, and this will build full app with robust GitHub, Jira, and Notion integrations. Develop sprint focus mode and AI-powered commit summaries. Our user acquisition is 30%. Targeted outreach to engineering communities on Discord, Reddit, and LinkedIn. Strategic content marketing and paid ads for developed acquisition. Our operations and legal is 20% of our funds, and that'll be legal setup, Stripe integration, cloud hosting infrastructure, security compliance, and customer support systems. And lastly, our runway buffer will be 10% of our funds. And this will be reserved for unexpected expenses and extended runway if needed during market validation. So our future vision and growth is number 1 on the top of the pyramid, platform expansion, integration across engineering teams. AI assistant will be our number 2, which is daily summaries, automatic task assignments, and sprint blocker detection. Number 3 will be developer API. Let startups build workflows on top of TaskFlow platform. And our last one will be enterprise scale, long-term revenue value, 50M ARR across 100,000 plus engineers.
And jumping onto our last slide, we're going to go over a quick little product demo. Now, this is going to show the instant task creation that you can do within our website, as well as an automated reporting. Now, to begin, we would normally program this as a website, as you can see on the image to the left, and then expand it into an application that these teams can continuously use throughout their projects. As you know, it's 2 clicks and full team clarity. With the instant task creation, these tasks will be created within TaskFlow and are automatically logged to GitHub or whatever auto tagging based on conversation context and project history. When it comes to automated reporting, managers receive AI generated daily summaries in Thread, highlighting blockers, progress, and resource needs without additional meetings. Now, as you can see, our program, TaskFlow, is going to allow engineers to communicate on a different level when it comes to building a robot, building a software, or any other task that they're working on. It allows for them to communicate, upload documents, see the current tasks on board, and follow the strict guidelines as well as deadlines that sometimes need to be followed. Again, my name's Ethan McCory. This is Sam and Taylor, and this is our project, TaskFlow. Thank you. Okay, cool.